Alright, you guys. Welcome to a new game. We're gonna play a game called Home. Haven't played this before. Pixel horror, so we're gonna find out if it's any good or not. Turn up the sound, turn up the sounds, turn up the lights. Alright, I'm gonna turn up my lights. Creepy. All I remembered at that point was finding myself alone. Oh my head, where was I? It was so dark. There's something by my feet. A flashlight. Cool. Oops. If I gave up now, I would start again from the beginning. Did I quit? No. Let's go. That house. Where was I? Alright, so I'm not going to read anymore. I'm going to let you guys read it, because I'm lazy. There's a dead body. Stupid cat. Where did I put my remote? There it is. I'm going to turn up a little bit more. There we go. I read a little bit quicker, but I'm going to try and slow down a little bit. Okay. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm going to do it. Getting drunk. Yeah, well, it happens. It's upstairs or downstairs. Yeah. There you go, Ratty. It's pretty interesting. Huh. Good question. Far away, huh? Interesting, very interesting. Let's go downstairs again. Why is there mud on my shoes? I could just move it, you know? Not be lazy, actually move it. Probably the woman. Us men don't like to clean. You should see my room right now. What was that? Kitchen, huh? I'm not alone. Oh. Okay. This is like serial killer status. Newspaper clippings. Names. Old blood, eh? Alright, I'm gonna start reading now since you guys aren't keeping up. It looked like a cage. It was small, but there was something coating the bottom. Something wet. Probably poop. Probably poop. Some kind of old boxes. They look like they were years old. Wait a minute. These boxes had old clothes in them. Clothes I remember throwing out after Rachel and I moved to town. What the heck were they doing here? I don't know, man. Haha. Bats. Okay. I remember noticing the broken ladder. I had to be careful. What? There was a rope hanging there. I wasn't sure how sturdy it was. Did I take it? Maybe the rope would make that broken ladder easier to descend. I had the rope now. There must have been a use for it somewhere. Oh. This is kind of weird. I feel kind of creepy being in the dark. The rope I found would have let me climb down the broken ladder safely. Did I climb down? Yep. I could hear a faint hum, and the smell from before started to get worse. I smell poop. Where is the poop? A bunch of old newspapers. Wheat pasted together. A message had been hastily smeared on it. Keep out, danger due to cave in. Let's go in. Makes sense to me. Oh, that sound though. My hands tingled from the burn of sliding down that rope. It was lucky I found that. Who knows what would have happened if I had jumped down. Still, it was all I could do to not have rushed out of that awful place. That rack, those terrible tools, what the heck was going on back there? The metal door groaned as I leaned into it, causing my heart to skip a beat at the sound. As I peered ahead into the dark of the next room, I worried that I should have taken that gun I saw. But me with a gun? What gun? Did you see a gun? I didn't see a gun. There was dirt on the ground. It looked wet and there was grass smeared within it. Let's go up. Disgusting. It was a mess of filthy garbage bags. There were rips and tears in most of the bags. What looked like an old videotape was sticking out. Did I take the tape? Yes, sure did. I wasn't sure what I hoped to discover with the tape, but I took it anyway. Kind of like a video commentary of something stupid. I could hear a faint trickling sound like water. What was that? It's probably water. Kitchen knife covered in drying blood. Thinking about it made me sick. I didn't even want to touch it. Did I take the knife? Heck yeah, I did. Somehow the knife seemed a better idea than the gun in that tunnel. Go. It's a knife. Guns make that sound. And they run out of ammo. Knives don't run out of ammo. Doors locked. There's a musty smell from inside. Probably sticky old fat people. I wasn't sure, but I thought it was some kind of regulator. I had no idea how it worked. Wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it anyway? Yes, I did. YOLO, you know what I mean? I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it? Yeah. Just do it. More valves, huh? Sure. Yeah, I don't know what they're for. Let's do it anyway. I saw an exit door earlier. Where'd it go? There we go. There was a rusty ladder sunk into the water, which smelled disgusting, by the way. I knew I couldn't climb down that. Maybe I could find a way to drain the putrid water. So that maybe those valves were for pumping it out or something? Maybe? Oh, I just know. I just noticed they had numbers on them. They have circles next to them. Maybe I missed something earlier. Possibly. Let's go further back. Exposed ventilation shaft. Maybe someone crawled through there, but it was so high up that must have been a sore landing. Nah, it's not that high. Fine. Oh, get back up there. There's gotta be some kind of mechanism for the freaking valves. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just me. Okay. Maybe there's something in here. No. Blood marks from where the knife was. Oh. Door was locked. There was a musty spell. I guess I can turn these off, yeah. Through the dust I could see handprints from previous use, probably from whoever worked in those sewers. Okay, I did turn off the water flow. So did I do it right? I thought I could turn this water valve to shut off its flow. Did I turn it? So I turned. Oh, so you gotta turn those ones a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Alright, I feel like I'm creepy in the dark, so I'm gonna just turn that back on here. Alright, let's go to the door. Maybe we can get out of here. Let's see. Yeah. Looked like the water drained out of that grate in the wall. There was a small metal key left floating in the shallow pool over and said, "Water. Did I take it?" Heck, you did. I pocketed the small key, but it was so odd-shaped, I had no idea what it might open. Oddly shaped, huh? Good to know. The safety posts are definitely seen better days. How old was that facility? Probably too old. The door was locked. I could see a faint light within. Well, there's only one way to go. And that's up. Found another dead body, a sewer worker. By the wounds all over his face and body, I figured he'd been stabbed repeatedly. There was a key ring sticking out of the man's pocket. Did I take it? Yes. I thought about the knife I had found with some disgust as I carefully picked the keys from his pocket. I was almost worried he was going to grab me. Don't mess with me, bro. I will shank you again. There was a security camera in the room. There must have been a way to see what had happened. Maybe the VHS tape I found could be useful. I couldn't help but wonder if someone was watching me from the other side. Alright, this is kind of freaky so far. It's not really scary. I ain't getting to that point, but I mean... There's a hint of fresh air. I must have been near an exit, but I wondered, what did that key I found on the sewer worker do, and what was on the vase that I found? Must have been the other end of that ventilation shaft. Whoever used it could have gotten past that flooded room with this. Well, I can't go back, because they wouldn't let me go back. So I slowly climbed the ladder. I felt the knife in my boot and the jolting pain in my leg. I wondered what was on that VHS tape I found, or in that locked room. Should I have gone back to check? As I popped the latch above me, the dank scent of pine trees pushed aside the horrible smell of the sewers. The lid had fallen on the entrance there and was stuck shut. See, it won't let me go back for anything. Like, what the heck? Ah, I hate that sound. The old ladder leading up to an ancient water tower. The ladder needed to be extended so I could climb it. Extend it. I popped the latch and brought the ladder down. It's over here. Tried the little key I fished out of the murky puddle in the water. It fit, and I heaved open the rusty door. The wind was picking up a bit. The night air had becoming strangely chilling. Wait, let me go back. I need to check that tower first. That was weird. Keep climbing. A patch of smeared dirt and grass. There was a beat up old wallet. I thought it was mine. Did I take it? I found the wallet and returned it to my back pocket. It looked nice. It nicked up somehow. It looked nice. It looked nicked up somehow. I really wanted. There weren't any cards or ID in it. I thought I should recover my credit card and driver's license at least. The ring I could see over the woods and down to the entrance to the store. Had I come through there before? If I did, someone definitely could have seen me. I'm very paranoid apparently in this game, which is actually kind of funny. So I'm paranoid in pretty much every game I play. Walking. Let's go in here. Oh, I love it. Dead ends. It's a house. The old train station was quiet as a tomb. The only sound was that of the increasing wind buffeting the decrepit structure. Did he spell decrepit right? I think I said T at the end. I thought it was a D. I could be wrong and just dyslexic. There's doors. An old map encased in glass on the wall. It was the train routes connected to that old station. As I looked at it, it seemed familiar. Of course. The map I found those tunnels at similar locations marked. In the notes I found another man's bookshelf. His notes mentioned the water tower and even this train yard. What was he doing coming back here? I don't know. It's probably his vacation home or something. Oh, well. I thought I saw something. Oh. What's that pixel above my head lighting up for? Okay. In the torn opening of that ruined train were heaps of dirt and stale water. At the bottom I thought I saw a scrap of cloth. As I looked closer, I could see that it was definitely some kind of nylon, maybe a windbreaker or some other outdoor clothing. There was too much of a mess on the ground to see any kind of footprints with someone or something. I definitely trod a regular path. Well, that's nice, I guess. That was pointless, hang on. Oh. No. Don't do there. There's a door right. Oh, I'm tired. I don't know why. But because I worked all day. The ancient ticket booth was falling apart and covered in dust and grime. Stacks of paper lined the counter, faded remains of the old schedules and reports. Among the papers were newer-looking sheets covered in scribbles and illegible notes. On to think of it, a man now, the Gepson and the scribbles hanging on his bookshelf, and he had notes in the water tower outside too. I guess he could have been coming here, but why? What was he using his old station for? His torture chamber. I want to play a game. Saw 8, the final Saw, but not really, because those movies are actually really good. If you've watched Saw 1 through 7, my favorite's 5. My favorite is 5. It's Roman numerals for 5. Because it's such a twist, you know what I mean? Like, it's so twisty. I mean, all of them are twisty, except for really, like, the last one, which I don't care what anyone says. Mark Hoffman is awesome. Okay, this must have been the entrance to the forest I was mentioning on the map I had seen. Whoever was poking around those under tunnels, that man's house had scribbled notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. Here, the sign pointed out various campsites and walking past within the woods. It mentioned a river and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. It's probably Camp Crystal Lake. We're probably going to die here. What the heck is this? Bushes? You know, I'm scrounging around the bushes like a creepy person. A dry old picnic table sat lonely amongst the trees. It had carvings and marks from years of previous campers. I tried to read some of the names and the marks. I idly thumbed the knife I found. I wanted to. I could have carved something on that table. Did I? Yes. With a few crude strokes, I etched a simple design into wood. R and H. I felt like a teenager facing the table. R and H. Relaxation and hot practice. The path ended in a cool-looking river. I wasn't sure if it was safe to cross like this. Did I cross it? Yes, I did. Screw it. You know what I mean? It's a game. I die, I die. Two bodies, 2 young women were half dug into a hasty shallow grave between the trees. The younger-looking one was still face up, her dead eyes gleaming against my flashlights. I had no idea who these girls were. I didn't touch the gravesite, did I? It sounds like a bad idea, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I tried to arrange the bodies so their clothes covered them better. I closed the young one's eyes, shivering at the slight touch. With a few nearby sticks, I created a head marker so the police could find them later. That's sweet of me. I'm glad I did that. I think. Did I read that over to the other side? Yes, I did. Don't be a pansy, bro. I don't know my name, but... it's something weird. Like... Friddle. Alright, this one. Hair's just a mess. What's this? Trampled into the dirt and grass with a plastic card of some kind. I brushed it off and was surprised to see it was my credit card. I wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. Did I take back my credit card? Yes, I did. I popped into the credit card. Hopefully I could find my driver's license too. I'm talking really quickly. Through the fence I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. I wondered if I could find my way around. Probably through here, bro. Nailed it. And then probably through here. And then probably through here. Oh. Never mind. What was that? My controller vibrated when that happened. What's this? There was some personal effects shoved back into the rock. Wait, there was a notebook there too. Did I read it? Yes. Inside the cheap dollar store notebook was page after one page of names and lists. None of it made much sense. The news page contained several names. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, Rachel. Rachel! Her name was last on the list and had a mark beside it in blue ink. The names Daphne and Olivia had been crossed out in the same blue ink. Cheryl, Heather, and Rose had also been crossed out, but these marks looked older and more faded. Rachel's my girlfriend, I'm assuming. Not mine, but this bro's girlfriend. I don't actually know any Rachels. A few embers still burned within the fireplace. The 2 girls crossed the river and had to suppress a shudder. Who else was out in those woods? 2 folding camping chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. If those poor girls were here, then they obviously ran off. There were cans of beer spilled onto the ground and the dirt was kicked up. cheap dome tent could fit 2 people. Did I root around inside? Heck yeah, I'm sleeping. Inside the stuffy tent were 2 sleeping bags, still unpacked. Next to them sat 2 overstuffed backpacks. One was a cheaper-looking striped bag that contained women's toiletries and some clothes. The other looked more expensive, though its contents were similar. The cooler had some ice in it, which had long since melted and contained only canned beer and easy-to-make food. I couldn't find any cell phones or car keys. Key cars. Yeah, makes sense. Looks of it, the fire hadn't been extinguished. It had just died out over time. Terrible tragedy. Wait. No. Don't what? No. Don't read that for me. Read this. Don't what? Don't didn't. I don't know. I'm just gonna go leave. Put this over here. Okay. That's better. The grimy sink had a small patch in it that looked almost clean. Oh, that's random. There was a damp-smelling plank leaning against the stall door. I might have been able to cross the river with it. Did I take it? I managed to carry the plank under my arm so it didn't get in the way. I already crossed the river, though. What? Was that it? Was there another river I missed? That was the same as the first one I'd seen. This must have been next to the other side of the woods. I finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return there. I don't blame you. Progress, let's do it. Through the dense trees, I could finally start to see some light. I must have been at the edge of the forest, though. I wasn't sure where the path ahead of me led. I could almost feel the cryptic notepad in my pocket as I tried to think about what it could mean. And where were the campers who had abandoned their site? Would I meet them too? Through the path ahead of me was less dense. I still felt guarded and wary. Who knew what was ahead? Hiccup, sorry. That hurt. Hurt a little bit. I'm kinda hungry now. I'm kinda sick and I have a stomach virus, so I think I should probably eat a soup and cracker or something. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory where I had worked as a machinist for all those years. The plant's closed almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. Maybe. Hey. I found the body of a security guard just doing his job, no doubt. I see he was covered with blood from some kind of head wound. I wondered, was this flashlight his? If it was, how'd it get all the way over there? Dug into the ground was a cracked old watch. First my wallet and now this. Did I retrieve my watch? Yep. The watch was useless, but I put it on my wrist anyway. I feel like I have so many options with most of these items. I'm going to regret 99% of taking my crap. One of the lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. The door was locked shut, and there was a little electronic box under the handle. A sign was pasted to the front that said, "Danger closed for repairs." There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snaking off to other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear, and cobwebs had collected in the corners. The box wasn't receiving power. The door was locked tight and seemed to be connected to the power box beside it. I need to power this box. Objective confirmed. Every part of this plant smelled old and rotted. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. The board contained yellowed clippings of newspapers, cartoons, and notices. There were notes, though, and from the guys that worked here. One of them was to Norman, who was one of the older guys on the line. He said, "Screw you, Norman. JK, I love you." Our old break table, the layer of dust and grime only made seeing this sting more. I just find it weird, like in like movies and video games, where things get abandoned, not demolished. They actually keep stuff in there that you would think like people could use, like tables and stuff like that. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of weird. Door had been hastily boarded up. I see that. This was Norman's locker. The door was dented like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when he worked here. Power panel. Looked like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Yep. Utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Did I take the hammer? Yep. I took the hammer. I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. Why didn't you notice that before I took it? Now I'm stuck with it. Locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom, though, was a magnetic card. Yes, I'm taking it. So I slipped the key card into my pocket. Flip that switch. Flip that switch. Power signal wasn't working. Try it again. There we go. You're not working still. You're not working still. There we go. Did you notice? Are you guys enjoying this? I'm kind of having a little bit of fun. It's not as action-packed as the other games I play, but it's kind of nice to relax and enjoy a good story. I sound like an old-timer. You whippersnappers. Door knock downstairs. Let's see if it's open. Let's see if it's open now. Did I go in here before? I don't remember. Hey! Turn that on. Turn that on. There you go. The open level for self-dirty work clothes and work boots. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was scratched out and the face was unrecognizable. That's serial killer status too. There we go. The key card I found seemed like it would pass through this reader. Did I use the key card? Yes. There's probably some sweet loot in here. Let's get some sweet loot. There's some kind of ventilation edge there. It looks like I could jump to the room below. My leg hurt enough as it was, but I couldn't see another option. Did I jump? No! If I was too chicken to jump down that road, I would do it now. There had to be another way. There probably is. What? Are you serious, dude? Oh man, my leg hurt. It hurts. There was a crumpled up letter on the floor. It had been scratched out heavily and it was hard to make out. Did I try to read the letter? Sure. Most of the letter was violently scratched out with what looked like to be a ballpoint pen. All I could make out was, need to. Just don't. Drinking. Need Norman. Who was Norman writing to? No, Norman was writing. I thought I said need Norman because Norman's awesome. That poor guard, was that flashlight? Was the flashlight carried his? It looked like he had met his end violently. I only hope it was quick. I had to get home to Rachel, but I couldn't stop thinking about Norman. He and Rachel were friends. Could he help? It wasn't like I really had anyone else to turn to. My leg burned with pain. I only hoped I could find my way through the dark path before me and get to Norman's store. So I never get to figure out what was in the room with all the power switches, so I'm probably not going to finish this game with a triple quality of 10 out of 10. So I'm missing stuff. I didn't get to see what was on the videotape. The freaking door I unlocked. And I didn't find a gun for some odd reason. I guess I need a gun for something. Probably shoot all those people. The garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food and slick black bags. I saw a thin greenish corner poking out from one of the other bags. It was my driver's license. Looked damaged, but I take it back. Put out the card as best I could. It looked pretty beat up. It was made to have. Found my credit card, and now this. Took the card into my wallet next to my credit card. Now, why was my credit card on top of the tower and my freaking driver's license is in the garbage dump? Sounded like it was going to start raining again. Well, you better get inside. I entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that you were in. It was oddly quiet, except for the faint sound of a telly. That's not good. It's never good. Especially when it's thundering and it's raining. Go to an abandoned house with a faint television sound. Ah, mercy. I'm gonna meet my fate, aren't I? What the hell? One of Rachel's old autumn coats hung on the rack. That was Norman's bedroom, wasn't it? What was this doing there? Do I really have to explain? There was a well-maintained gun cabinet here in Norman's room. I didn't know much about guns, but it looked like he kept a few hunting rifles. Oh, you don't want to take those, do you? Gee willikers. Well, I guess that's fine. Alright, that's downstairs. Let's go in here. What's this? It looked like a pull chain hanging from the ceiling. I wonder where it led. Did I pull the chain? Yep. Give the chain a single tug and a simple folding ladder to the attic popped in. Hello to you. You still flickered some indecipherable channel. Oh no, I couldn't believe what I was saying. Norman, my coworker, one of my few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair, his face and shirt covered up. Why would God? Norman, what was Rachel doing there? Why'd you have her coat? Norman, you deserve better. You probably did. Did I close his eyes? Sure. I closed his eyes down, sure enough I did, so I wasn't sure if I wanted to give him peace or if I just couldn't stand to think anymore about what was going on. I'm willing to bet that Rachel's the psycho. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there were water rings from 2 cups still there in the wood. Kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? Yes, I did. I had an hairpin amongst rotten food and trash and pocketed it. It said it smelled fresh, though. Why was there rotten stuff in it? There were takeout containers and food trays. Looked like no one was eating for 2. Do I really have to explain it? Let's go in the attic. So why can't I just use the VHS I found on his TV? There was a large cardboard box that hadn't been sealed. Did I open it? Yep. I opened up the old cardboard box and wasn't entirely surprised by what I saw. There were more of Rachel's things, more of my wife's clothes. So she's my wife. Her clothes is in this man's room. Well, attic. Photos, shoes, even that old radio I gave her. Why, Rachel? What were you doing here with Norman? I'm not even going to say anything this time. Alright. Back down the hatch. Back down the hatch. Alright. What do we got? Half an hour, 40 minutes, okay. Let's check the first floor here. Let's check the first floor. House. We came in. I used the hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. Oh, so I needed to go up there first anyway. General store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, canned goods, shotguns, zombies. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. Ice cream? No. Ice cream? The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half-melted ice cream. It's okay. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. That night continued to take horrible turn after horrible turn. It had been weeks since I had last seen Norman, but to find him like that, who could have done that to him? Seeing that dusty box of those old clothes was a shock, but how long had they been there? And what was Rachel doing at Norman's place? I felt like I had only discovered more questions, no answers, but I was close to home. It was time to find out the truth. But I can't handle the truth. Like a wise man once said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. There are a lot of doors here. lot. Well, there's 4 doors. Quattro. Ichi-ni-san. Shimasu. Alright, so we're going to the first one, which I think was this one, yeah. It was locked. This wasn't the right gate. Oh. Right. Okay. Locked tight. I could easily hop that. Hey! I think that's mine. Oh. Yeah, still locked. Neighborhood's local post box. The letter was sticking out and someone hadn't pushed it in all the way. I knew it wasn't right, but did I look at the letter? Yeah, the envelope was addressed to Norman. There was no return address, but the handwriting looked familiar. I took a deep breath. See what I did there? And tore open the package. Norman, I'm saying this to you in a letter because I'm afraid to tell you this in person. What we did, well, it was wrong. My husband is an easy man to be with, but he is my husband and your friend. I need some time to sort this out away from you both. Going away for a while. I'm going to tell him, Norman, so don't you think you can hold that against me. Maybe we'll work it out. I'm not sure I even want to, but he deserves at least that much. Goodbye. I knew it. I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. Well, don't be scared. I held my breath as I approached our back door. I was terrified to step inside. I'm not. He might be. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. Of course it would. I remember having breakfast here on this very table. Was that yesterday or sometime before? Alright, I'm gonna stop talking like that because I sound sinister and really weird. The door is okay. The basement, it was locked. Where did I put that key? That mother key. There was a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long had I been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills. This was a credit card bill. There, did I open it? Sure, I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, it was GameStop. It said something about canceling my credit card due to non-payment. What the I paid for that game. The front door was locked from the inside. I couldn't go out, though. I needed to see if Rachel was here. Well, whoop-de-doo! What does it all mean? The door to the basement, it was locked. Where did I... Oh, I already looked at there. There's an upstairs, though. I don't know. Well, I guess I can go downstairs. No, it's upstairs. Upstairs here. I had found the last missing piece from my wallet. The old photo of Rachel and I stared back at me, reminding me of better times. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyway? I replaced the photo in my wallet, feeling like I had got part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away? Stole my identity. Our television, I had purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward, but by then it was too late. Rachel was pretty angry about that, I realized. Enough to kill? Probably. If I got another new TV, my mom would probably kill me. What are you doing in this room all day? Well, Mom, making stupid YouTube videos. Our hallway mirror had been smashed. Its pieces scattered around the floor. Our sink, which needed to be replaced. One of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old claw-footed bathtubs. My bathtub's built into the floor, so I don't even care. Well, not like built in. You step into it still. But, I mean, it's like you know, it's weird. Alright. Was there anything over here? I don't know if I looked in here or not. No, I didn't. My laptop had been left on and only a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top drawer of my desk. Did I take it? Yes, I did. I pocketed the key. Interesting. This game's actually really cool. I like it. Books there were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I looked more closely, it looked like the man in that house had some of the same books as I did. My wife's, Rachel's suitcase was sitting on the bed. It was closed, but I had a feeling what was in it. Her head. Did I open it? Yeah. Rachel's suitcase contained clothes, toiletries, and a train ticket. Is this what you were going to do with Norman? Run away together. Rachel, why? Were you really going to run away with Norman? Was I really such a monster? Is it because of the TV, Rachel? I mean, you can't hate me. 60-inch plasma HDMI, 3 portable ports. I can watch YouTube and play my PS3 on it. And I can freaking charge my laptop on it. I think I can believe this. Alright, anyway. Doesn't look like she's here, bro. I'm still upstairs, aren't I? Wait, did I go up the stairs? The stairs? I don't think I did yet. I don't really remember. Yes, I did. But I check over here. Yes, I did. But did I check over here? Yes, I did. Alright, looks like we're going down. Back down the brain. Wait, did I check over here? It was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned key all underneath the key. I have a key, though, yeah? Thought I had a key. I picked a key, right? On my laptop? This is a big house. I don't really like big houses. I kind of like small houses. Like, I could be happy in an apartment the size of a freaking 7-Eleven. Or something like that. Smaller, even smaller than that. I am not claustrophobic at all. Okay. Oh, the basement door. I unlocked that junk. You're welcome. There were old Christmas decorations in the box. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key here. Did I take it? Yes, I did. I took a small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. Probably the door upstairs. There were old clothes, tools, and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. Fascinating. I had put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so the door was stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. I might have been able to break through if I found something heavy enough. Don't I have a hammer? I thought I picked up a hammer earlier. Was that just me? I think I went the wrong way. Yeah. A tool. I remember a tool on a shelf in the factory. Bunch of random tools. Just like the guy made this game. Just kidding, you're awesome. It fit, I knew it. I'm supposed to read that, but whoopsie, my hair looks messy now. Crap. That's better-ish. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? I hope so. There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did I take the crowbar? Yep. I looked at the heavy crowbar. I appreciated its weight. I'm going to use that to bust down that drywall. I'm just saying. Put my hair this way. There we go, that's better. Looks better from that angle. Right, back downstairs. Back upstairs. Or basement, I mean. What am I talking about? I'm losing it slowly. I mean, I've been playing this for almost an hour. Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? Yep, with the heavy. I swung the crowbar at the wall. About the whole water stepped through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down there? Was she okay? Does she... Norman? Don't look. I'm looking. You can't stop me. Is that jellyfish? Don't look. filthy-looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile to see what lay beneath, but I knew I had to. I had come this far. After all the searching, after all I had seen, when I looked within my rags, did I finally find my Rachel? Oh no. My hands trembled as I pulled back of the layers of cloth. There at the center, under all the dirt and mess, was my beloved, my Rachel. That hoe! Her arms were bruised all over and slashed repeatedly. Her clothes were ripped and torn, and even through all that sickening blood, it was obvious she had been stabbed to death. With the knife I had carried all this way suddenly seemed like a poison. What had happened? Who did this to you? I did it. I thought about all I had seen, and was wondering if any of it could have helped me figure out who had done this. And when I couldn't stay there any longer, I stepped away on shaky legs and made my way back upstairs. Reluctantly exhausted from my journey, I could no longer resist the urge to close my eyes. I did it. I know I did it. I killed her. Grim discovery. Maybe I would use some of Rachel's travel books and find some place to go. It was my wallet with its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again, or maybe someone stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? Yeah, I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my calm. But what does that mean? I don't know. You tell me. I'm trying to figure out the climax of the story. This was the old photo of that other man and his wife, I assumed. I found it in the house. There were a lot of disturbing things in those tunnels underneath that house. Maybe that man wasn't quite what he seemed. Well, what did I think? Was that man involved in this whole mess somehow? Alright. Now we gotta put this together. That house didn't really have anything to do with what was going on with me, other than the flashlight. Was that man involved in this whole mess somehow? I don't think so. But I'm going to say yes. Definitely, those tunnels had odd tools in his house. He wasn't innocent, that's for sure. See, I mean, he didn't seem weird, but obviously the underground desk and thing, I guess that kind of seemed kind of funky. Reflection of that grimy glass was in his shadow, a whisper. Still loved the old. It seemed like cold comfort then. Alright, so. Laptop had finally run out of power. It was the key card I found in the factory, the one that allowed me to slip through the door. It seemed to me that it was probably Norman's, but if it was true, what was he doing back at the plant? Did I think Norman was going back to the factory? Okay, so we found Norman dead in his house, right? Dead in his house. Was he going back to the factory? We found the key card in his house, so he probably wasn't. But I'm going to say yes. Who else would it have been? Norman, what were you doing back there? I've been in here. I know I'm not doing all the answers I want to, but I feel like everything I've seen is already kind of iffy. So my answers are iffy because I'm not really sure. It was a letter I had taken from the post box. Rachel, were you really having an affair with Norman? But why? I didn't think things were that bad. In the letter, Rachel seemed concerned. She almost seemed worried of what Norman might do. Did he do that to Rachel? Do that to Rachel. Well, think about it. Rachel was stabbed in the basement, but the wall was plastered. So someone killed Rachel, put her in the place over there, but he said I plastered it. Did I kill her? Plastered quickly and whatever, messily. But then he was at his house with head trauma he had on his face, right? No. That was a security guard. I'm gonna say no. Norman may have been betrayed me, but I didn't think he was capable of that. I hated him. I hated him so much, but I couldn't blame him for what happened to my wife. I think that's the first time I said no. I just had no idea what was on that tape I found in the garbage. If only I'd found a way to watch it. From now on, I'd have no one to get angry with me for stupid things like buying this TV or burning. Just thinking about things like that made me sick with grief. Maybe I should have said yes. I probably should have said yes. My old office safe sat on the floor. I used to keep check returns and other important documents, and I used a digital passcode lock, but I didn't have the code. Maybe I had left it somewhere. I leafed through the notebook I had taken from the forest. In it were the names that had been written down: Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, and Rachel. I recalled the names I saw scratched out on that old desk, but deep within those musty tunnels. Was the man in that house really up to something? Yeah, I think he was, because he had that notebook. Rachel was on it. Rachel's dead. But that wasn't Norman. That wasn't Norman's house. That was some random dudes. It seemed like I had seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. Nails stuck there even before all in the basement. There was nothing for me. We didn't see in that house. Did I leave, never to return? Not yet. I felt like I had to think about it a bit more. Let me go back to the basement. Maybe there would be anything for me to find, but I had to take a last look. You never know where some people will go. Yes, people have been hurting me. And you can tell by the looks of the... If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Did I pick it? If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Did I pick up the knife? I'm not killing myself. No, there were other means of dealing with this. Now that I stood there, I realized I couldn't go back into that room again. I had already seen too much. You know what? Take the knife, because if I leave it, I was carrying it the whole time and it had my fingerprints on it. So they would find me anyway. So I'm about to take the knife with me. I'm a smart man, I know. Gee, no, stop it. You're gonna say it to me. Alright. There would be no more dinners and no more chit-chat over breakfast, at least not for us. Well, I guess we're leaving. Saw pretty much everything. I think. Yeah, pretty much. Alright, let's end this thing. What about the knife I still carried? I wondered, even if I left, would it really be over? So did I leave that house forever? Yeah. Living in this town hadn't been easy. The plant had helped in some way to stay grounded. Kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. I had MRIs and piles of doctor's reports, but nothing seemed to help, not even drinking. But I swear I'd tried to give it up. I know it. The sleepwalking never really went away, though. I knew Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I knew it was a final act of a long-standing horror I'd been living. Waking up in that house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I'd remained unconscious in that room forever. It was obvious to me that the man I had found in that house had something to do with all this. Could he have killed Rachel? It started to seem that there were too many things I had seen to think otherwise. Now that I thought of it, those sewers were a terrible mystery. What had happened there? I was lucky in my way to even find my way out of there. But I never did find out what was on that tape that I now kept. What might it have shown to me? I had found the contents of my wallet scattered throughout town. Why the heck had I been out there? Had my sleepwalking gone to some new extreme? The thought that I couldn't account for my whereabouts, but I know I had been to that forest, and even Norman's place, well, it was terrifying. I didn't know what that meant, but at least I had recovered my things. Hopefully, I thought that would cover my tracks so I wouldn't be blamed for all this. Deep within those woods, though, was where things became truly awful. Finding that notebook only made things worse. Dead bodies. Rachel's name had been on that list, so what terrible plot was she a part of? There was a similar list of names on that desk back in those tunnels. What was the connection? I knew Norman wasn't completely innocent in all this. He was obviously going back to the factory, rooting in those lockers. But had he brought that poor guard I found to his end? It certainly seemed so, but I almost didn't want to believe it. After the factory, I thought I might find some solace if I could just get to Norman's store. But all I found were more horrors and more questions. Now that I can really consider it, that's when I should have seen it coming. Norman, what were you and Rachel up to? It was obvious things were more complicated than I'd ever imagined. But how long had you been going by my back? More importantly, why, Norman? Whoever had killed Rachel had probably gone after you too. Maybe they knew about what you were up to. I would never know peace, Norman, but despite your transgressions, a part of me really did hope that you would. When I had marched through the rain towards home, I desperately clung to the hope that this would end. And I guess in a way it did, but how could I have known how hopeless it all was? I had started to feel as disorientated as when I sleepwalked, to think of it now. I guess I should have known from the terrible silence that greeted me when I first stepped into our house and stood there in the kitchen. There was no sound of television, radio, even the air was still, but seeing Rachel there, lying ruined and discarded in the basement, that was a horror I could never have imagined. I didn't know if I'd ever find the answers I craved, but I know that somehow that other man I'd found was responsible for this. If not directly, he must have had a hand in Rachel's death. So what was I doing in that darn house of his? Had I found out? Had I killed him? My darn condition made it difficult to know. Memories and time frames were always a mess, and I could never be sure. Knowing that man was dead, though, was cold comfort. My wife was gone, and no matter what happened to me now, I was lost forever. As I swung open the door and stepped out into the air, I caught the scent of wet grass and fog. Rachel, my beautiful wife. Just the thought of her again, cold and inert, shook me from head to toe. What would I do now? Who could I turn to? It would only be a matter of time before the police got involved, before the neighbors knew. The front lawn was soft and giving beneath my feet, and I couldn't shake the urge that I shouldn't stand there, but rather that I should run. That's how it's gonna end. That's how it's gonna end. Are you kidding me? There's so many unanswered questions. Like, seriously, what was on the videotape? What was in that room with the power? Home is dedicated to my wife, Nancy. Watch your back. The end. That was a good game. It really got me kind of frustrated that I don't have the answers that I wanted. I'm looking forward to another playthrough. Definitely gonna do it a little differently the next time. So this is technically a part 1. We're gonna do it differently next time. We're gonna be more thorough, different choices. Like we're not gonna take some of the more iffy things. We're going to go to some places before other, and we're not going to skip anywhere. We're going to do it real thorough. So this is going to be part 1, and I'm sure we're going to get a better ending next time, because this one, I didn't leave any evidence. I'm holding a knife. I think it was the random guy at home, but for some odd reason, I feel like the true ending is going to be that I did it all. But we'll find out in the next time we play. So, thanks for watching, you guys. I'll see you in the next episode. Whatever I make. Doodles.